Get this party started on a Saturday night. Everybody's waiting for me to arrive. Listen, this song came to my mind as soon as I pressed play, not a second before that, and that's weird. What? You're going to party? I don't know. I don't know, Taurus. There's a bit much happening right now. Party. Everybody's waiting for you to arrive. I can believe that. You might be the life of the party right now. Because on one hand, your mind knows. On the other hand, your mind envisions. And people are thirsty to know, and they're thirsty for a vision because they have none. They don't know and they don't have a vision. Everyone is like headless chickens running around, being like, what is happening in the world? I would make them a suggestion of like reading a book or two, but in the age of TikTok, where people seem to not be able to comprehend information that exists outside the scope of TikTok or social media or 60 seconds sound bites. For you, information is knowledge. For you, knowledge is a verb, meaning you understand it fully. You lived through it, or you are living through it. So you can speak on it, right? You can speak to it. I am not in Quebec. So even people who resent you for knowing, even though they're supposed to be the ones to know, and even when people resent you for envisioning, even though they're supposed to be the one with the vision, right? They still want to listen to you because their spirit knows better than their ego and their somewhat incompetent mind. So there you go, Taurus. December for you is when people hate loving you and they hate learning from you, but they do. Because there's no better woman or man for the job. It is what it is. I'm working with the Universal Tarot because they're pretty, so why not? No, seriously, they're pretty, so why not? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Huh? It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Chariot, where are you going? Again, traveling again, moving again. Uranus, up Uranus. This is something you need to do. This is something that you are reliving from an ancient time, and you're meant to be reliving it. You came here with this knowledge to enact it, to enact the knowledge or the teaching or whatever the case may be. Older. I'm not just talking about your younger days, although could be. It's not to say it doesn't, but I'm talking about Some of you were born to a place or a religion or a culture or belief system that is very different than what your soul originally came here on this earth as. And you just technically reincarnated to a different status, culture, whatever the case may be, while maintaining the blueprint of your spirit so that you can bridge gaps. So some of you are now bridging the gap between where you were born into and where your soul is actually more in alignment with or more from. The chariot is also the Merkaba from Kabbalah. Merkava means chariot, literally chariot, but it speaks of it as the vessel for our consciousness, transferring consciousness, moving consciousness between dimensions, either high versus low or broad versus narrow. So this is what you're doing right now. In the physical world, it's like you're moving around, you're teaching, you're showing, you're doing this, you're doing that. In the energetic world, you're literally transferring consciousness. Because the place you were born into has to learn that which your spirit knows and is. I feel like sometimes there's focus and sometimes there isn't. If I put my face close, oh, there you go. No. Okay. Those are too many cards. Show me Taurus, please, for December. Ten of Pentacles. That's the legacy of your soul. Your actual ancestral bloodline. Now, for those of you who don't relate to this, you can take it as your own current bloodline and ancestry, right? These are general readings. But I'm picking up something that this is the place you come from. It's a very old place. Very, very, very old place that you're coming from, Taurus. And there's richness to it, cultural richness, spiritual richness. The Ten of Pentacles, again, they take us to Kabbalah. Interesting, I love that. It speaks of the tree of life and the 10 sfirot, the 10 counts. To represent different dimensions in our existence. From crown, aka God, or kingdom of heaven, however you want to refer to it, or Valhalla, and Yesod, or Malchut. I can't talk, I'll call you back. I was hoping they'll call before I press play or after I'm done, but no, they'll call right when I feel. Ah, look at that. Chariot is 7, 10 of Pentacles is 10. 7, 10, October 7th. The Black Shabbat. That's what we call it. the greatest massacre of Jewish life in one day, in a single day, since the Holocaust. Percentage-wise, in the US, it will be the equivalent of 50,000 people in one day gone. Now, this really ties in together. You know, obviously it doesn't apply to most of you, but you can look at this symbolically and have it as a metaphor, an analogy. Like, think of Jerusalem, how old the city is, how meaningful it is, how historic it is, right? Jerusalem was the capital of the Israelites before there was Islam, before there was Christianity, before there was a Roman Empire, before official Buddhism and Hinduism, before the Babylon Empire. That's how ancient it is. And I feel like something about this process or this reading that is coming through for you, Taurus, is kind of like that. Statistically, most of you are not from Israel or from the region or Jerusalem, but so take it as, as a metaphor for something, for a very old place that you're from. And currently, either physically, geographically, or in your actual vessel, physical vessel, like your avatar, your body, your personality, you're not in that place or technically, allegedly from that place. And this is the time, Taurus, where you start bridging the gaps between these worlds. Something from your ancient world needs and wants to be revived, like a drowned or hidden land that is now coming back up into the surface, right? An ancient culture remains that was hidden with time and now is revealed somehow, and it could easily be an aspect of you that has been dormant. We carry our ancestry, both our ancestral lineage here on earth, but also our soul's lineage in our DNA. It's in our blueprint, and most of it is dormant in each lifetime because you can't encompass all of it, right? But there's something very ancient and very powerful that has been dormant in you naturally that is now waking up. You're back to being you. And I'm referring to the ancient aspects, not the ones that we need to break out of and heal from and progress through as a society and as humanity. I'm not talking about negative things that we grew out of. I'm talking about the times when we were closer to God, because if we are fragmented aspects of God, right? Every single one of you carries a spark of the divine. You are a piece of the puzzle, but you're so crucial that you're also the puzzle itself, right? Because if one piece of the puzzle is missing, then the picture can never be fully complete. So when we first got fragmented, when God was broken into its pieces that we are, it was smaller pieces. It was smaller fractions and bigger ones, First, it broke into two, the polarities, the dualities, the yin and yang. And then it moved from there. Every polarity broke into another polarity, which broke into another polarity, and we spread thin as God. But we used to be bigger souls in one body a long, long time ago. back when we were giants, you know. Maybe we were giants at body, maybe we were giants at soul, but if it goes together, you know, who knows? But because we got fragmented more and more and more and more and got more and more distance from source, now we're starting the process of becoming close back to source. I'm not going to go into all of that. Check out my 13th element playlist. There's tons of stuff in that regards over there. But what I'm picking up for you, Taurus, is something wakes up in you from those days when you were a bigger soul. It's kind of rejoins you in this body. And for some of you, I think it might play out as like physical transformation as well. Maybe you've really transformed physically or changed, or you look differently. You are you, but you're also different. It's that part of you that is now awakened and starting to show from in your physicality. That's a very powerful reading. We're only 2 cards in because both of them have Kabbalah references. So it can't not take you unless you don't know the cards to this extent. It can't not take you there, you know? Show us more. On a mundane level, you might be traveling to family, you might be traveling back to where you're from originally, or maybe you're in contact with this place. 7 of Pentacles, the Fool, and King of Wands. With all this energetic metaphysical process, still you are a person in the world that needs to operate. You have invested a lot into something, and now you feel you need to take a break from it and expand yourself or extend yourself in a specific direction that you need to focus on now. You're like, okay, I've done all this. I'll circle back to this right now. This is what I need to be doing, aka the Fool and the King of Wands. This is what I need to focus on. And you're laser focused. You're very determined and very intentful with your time and actions. If it's been unclear or it is currently unclear with the direction, December will make it clear. The North Node in Aries is meaningful here for you. I don't know if you have strong Aries placements, but that's the house where you have Aries. That's where this energy is leading you to. Show me more, please, for Taurus for December. Justice. Major decisions. Very strong, vivid clarity of mind and of action. If you felt a little bit unfocused recently or up until now, this heavily changes. December, you know exactly what to do, where to go, how to. You're making some pretty major moves and big decisions that normally can be quite burdening and tough, but it's like you're so laser focused and you're so capable that it's just gonna, you're gonna make very complicated things look easy. And it's in the name of something bigger than you that you believe in, that you set yourself aside for. Interesting. the Sun and Queen of Cups. Very nice to see this, that there's room for optimism and joy and possibly romance. There could be a very sensual connection with someone who's very luring and charismatic and almost addictive. But there's positivity here. This is intuition, this is awareness, this is communication between the subconscious and the conscious. So this is a balanced type of addiction. It's something just that you're overwhelmed by, and makes you very emotional. Some of you might, something to do with children, you might realize that you want to have children, or you'll progress in that direction, or you'll meet someone that you'll feel like, okay, this is someone I can have a family with. But there's something very healing about this person, very intuitive, very sentient, I want to say. It's not as emotional as it is sentient. It's like a higher octave of emotion. Nothing wrong with emotion, just everything is relative, right? Some of you, and this is for very few of you, please don't stay stuck on this, might find yourself going from single to proposing or proposed to in a very short amount of time. And if you've been following me, you know I don't do that. I don't just say these things to have you hooked. I don't do that. It's just in the cards, okay? Um, if you're worried about a family member's health, they'll be doing very well. They seem to be either recovering fast, or it will go really smooth. Four of Pentacles. Save, if you have extra money, save it, put it aside for times you might need it. Always better safe than sorry. I don't think there will be a strong necessity as it is, you know, you might appreciate it one day. So whatever you can set aside, set aside. I'm picking up on someone's savings. I don't know if you're getting someone's savings, or you're using your savings, or um, maybe you want to take a beat and think about it before you do. Six of Pentacles. Interesting. Yeah. More aspects of finances. Yeah, I think you might be receiving some financial, um, some finances. It could be something that is owed to you. It could be someone helping you out. It could be a gift. It could be something that you deserve, that you maybe applied for. I don't know, something along those lines. Sorry, I'm just working on the focus. I need to figure out my camera. That's what I need to do, honestly. I need better equipment. It's hard when you're constantly on the move, you know? It's like to invest in a proper nook where you film and do all your stuff. It's always, you guys probably always see my background constantly changes because I've moved around a lot, especially in the past year. Past year is crazy. Wow. Anything else, please, for Taurus? I am going to continue this reading regardless, for a sequel, which will be available on Patreon and on Vimeo. Links are below in the description box, where you can also find my tarot masterclass if you want to really study tarot and not just be a reader that read a book or two, but like be a tarotchi. Yeah. And it's not for the sake of a profession necessarily, unless you want to, obviously. Never mind that it will always give you a source of income until your last day. You can always be the reader of the neighborhood or of the area or of the local shop or whatever the case may be, right? Um, it's about the spiritual expansion. It's about the knowledge. It's about the occult. It's about the secrets of life that come through the tarot. It's about the Greek mythology. It's about the astrology. It's about the Kabbalah. It's about the numerology. It's about the Jungian archetypes. All of it. It's in it. So, yeah. Okay, let's look at the cards. Anything else, please? We'll clarify this Queen of Cups, this King of Wands, this thing here, this money. We'll do some clarification. Anything else for Taurus for December? Seven of Swords, 777. One more. Six of Swords. There are things you need to leave behind as you travel or as you move. The bottom of the deck, the Lover is another six. So we have 777, 666. You're going to find yourself making a meaningful choice and taking a very specific direction. And I think you'll know what the decision to make. It will come to you. The information, the circumstances will make it very clear. It will include leaving something behind for the sake of making room for the journey. I don't think you'll have a choice in this. But you'll feel very guided and very clear about all of it. And I know for some of you it might feel like, oh no way, I feel so confused right now. But it will be very clear. Okay. So okay, hope to see you in the sequel. If not, love you anyway. Stay magic, stay true. Love you.